So everyone has their movie reviewers that they like and they aspire to be like, in a sense. I like John Flickinger. I like Chris Stuckman. I like Jeremy Johns. I like YMS. I like Critical Drinker. Those are like my big five. Was that five? Did I count right? And, I like some other smaller channels like Spooky Astronaut or Haunted Hippie, things like that. Nostalgia Critic every now and then. His personality is a little too cartoony for me. Anyways, so YMS reacts to a lot of videos, and he reacted to Critical Drinker's interview with Russell Brand. And it's interesting because YMS is more like, when it comes to the political argument about movies, where movies being woke and not woke, he's a more politically centrist human being, left-leaning, and Critical Drinker is, politically centrist, probably right-leaning, but unknown. And, so it's a great perspective argument, and I think it's a great way for any individual to watch and analyze somebody else's different perspective on something without jumping to bigotry. This is what I like about him. Like, he watched this, he gave a nuanced take on it, he completely disagreed with him, but he didn't have this big, you're a bigot mentality. And I think that's a big problem with the majority of pretentious assholes on YouTube, is that they jump to the conclusion that just because somebody says something's woke, it's coming from the perspective of, I'm a bigot and that's why I don't like this. And he ended up doing an 8-hour grilling from Mahler. And he 8 hours of defending his video. That is intense. He was on trial defending himself. But I'm like, I applaud the bravery. I applaud the bravery for him to go on there and have 3 people completely against him. But I think it's an important thing for anybody to watch in the film, like, YouTube space, who like watching or doing what I'm doing, where you talk about movies and things like that. Because you can have whether you think movies, big Hollywood blockbusters are woke or not woke or shit like that, you can have an opinion without having a soapbox planted underneath your feet about it. And I think this was a great example, this little thing going on right now. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, go give that a watch. I highly recommend. Watch his reaction. Watch the Mahler thing, bits and pieces of it, because it's 8 hours long. And watch Drinker himself and see if he's the guy for you. Because I do think him and YMS are 2 different types of reviewers. And I think it's very fascinating. And that's why I like to have a more, palatable diversity amongst my reviewers for YouTube. So I get a more, well-rounded perspective on movies. But anyways, like and subscribe, and tell me if you know what the fuck I'm talking about.